Very less people are there. So very good morning, everyone.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. So again, the number of students initially are very less. Like we are getting only 40 to 46 at 9 o'clock. But we'll start with the actual time. So welcome to this online artificial intelligence classes. Almost theoretically we have completed the first unit, and we are about to get into the second unit. And this class is a very simple class which will talk about it will give you a roadmap so that you can understand most of the concepts which will come at a later stage while discussing about artificial intelligence. So this class talks about various mechanisms which go the way in which the search is exhaustive search, a search which does not have a heuristic, a search which will go in the terms of blindfoldedness. So what does that will do is you have a strategy called as BFS and DFS. We apply this strategy without any heuristic. Most of the people know about what exactly is a heuristic by the time we are reaching this class. Like just we have seen something like many times we have seen this type of games. And at this moment, if A has already kept something here and B has kept something here, can somebody tell me what is the probability that A can win? How many chances of A are win? A can win at this moment? Can somebody tell me how many ways in which A can win if B has to play? And this is what the snapshot now of the game. How many ways that A can win? In general, how many ways can anybody can win?
8 ways.
8 ways. It can be 3 plus 3 plus 2. In this 3 plus 3 plus 2, how many are possible in the context of A? See, the first row is concerned, there is a chance. Second row is concerned, there is a chance that A can win. Third row is concerned, there is no chance. First column is concerned, there is no chance. Second column, there is a chance. So first diagonal, there is no chance. Second diagonal, there is no chance. So the at this moment, there are three paths in which A can win easily. And how many chance that B can win at this moment? First row, there is no chance. Second row, there is no chance. Third row, there is a chance. First column, there is a chance.
Two chances.
Yes. Second column, there is no chance. Third column, there is no chance. Two diagonals, there is no chance. At this moment, B winning, you can mention it as 2. And at this moment, if you see the value that you have for 3 and 2, at this moment your system can think that there is a chance to win. So what is that you have done here is you have considered some heuristic, how many ways that A can win, how many ways that B can win. So what will happen when your algorithm will have some heuristic, but whatever we talk in this class is in the terms of what will happen if your algorithm is unguided and what will happen if your algorithm does not have any heuristic. This is what the scope of the class. So the scope of the class is just you wish to learn the basic algorithms called as BFS and DFS again in the context of tomorrow's class. But what is the interesting part that we will have in this class is what will happen if the algorithms does not have any heuristic. So tomorrow we'll introduce a heuristic concept for an algorithm. Then we will see how this heuristic will help you to get the output faster. So people will every time when we are setting papers for artificial intelligence, they will ask to name any two exhaustive search algorithms, name any two blindfolded algorithms, name any two unguided algorithms. You can write BFS and DFS, and you can write the pseudocode, and you can explain, and just you can get the output. So the agenda of the class is very simple. We wish to discuss about two algorithms in the context of what we learn tomorrow in the terms of open and closed data structures. And then we'll see the difference between BFS and DFS, and we just try to have an intuition towards an algorithm called as best first search that will come tomorrow. So now, because all these are algorithms, what is that we need to do is every time when you try to design things, whether you try to think about a star algorithm or best first algorithm, any other algorithm, what is the thing that you need to do is you need to write a pseudocode, because everywhere, like in Capgemini also, the first phase is writing a pseudocode. And it's very easy to validate that pseudocode also. There is no need that you have to keep all the conditions and to just ensure that the algorithm will work. But the strategy is very important. So we'll just see and learn the algorithms in the terms of how the strategy works, not based on the conditions that we employ in the terms of implementation. So can somebody unmute yourself and tell me, if somebody wish to implement a BFS algorithm, what is the data structure that was behind this BFS algorithm? Is it a stack or a queue?
Q, sir.
So what you said is right. So this starting is very good. So DFS algorithm, we use a stack. So what you said is right. So now for implementing major algorithms in artificial intelligence, what that we do is we use a data structure called as open. Open is a data structure that will change with respect to the algorithm. And you have something called as closed. Closed can be anything. You can take it as a stack, or you can take it as a queue, or you can take it as a list. You're least concerned about this closed. But open, the definition of open is open consists of nodes which are not visited, but closed consists of nodes which are visited. This is what the general definition is. So how does open will change is open has to be viewed in the terms of queue when you are implementing an algorithm called as BFS. Open can be viewed in the terms of stack when you are implementing an algorithm called as DFS. This is what the basic thing that you have. You already told this. But what does open consists of is open consists of things like open consists of nodes which are not visited, whereas once the successors are expanded, we keep that node enclosed to see that already that node was already processed or visited. This is what it is. So just a minute. I need more emphasis on here, like just a minute. So if you remember earlier classes, well, we are talking about a water jug problem. What is the initial state of that water jug problem?
0, 0, sir.
So this is right. We have done this earlier also. So from this two states, how many states you can get? How many operations that can be performed on 0, 0? You can fill this 4-gallon jug, or you can fill this 3-gallon jug. Is it right? What I have written is right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So same way, what is that I am doing is I am applying a BFS algorithm. So I am just going level by level. So what type of operations that you can apply for 4 zeros, you can fill this 3-gallon jug, or you can empty this jugs. At the same time, I can pour the entire water from 4 to 3 so that I will get 1 and I can get 3. So 3 types of operations or 3 types of stages are possible at this moment. So at this moment, what is possible is you can get 4 3 here, you can get 0 0 also here, and you can pour the entire water and you can say nothing was there in the 3-gallon jug. This is also possible. So you know this is how your BFS algorithm will work. At the same time, you also know your DFS algorithm will start with the starting state, and it will select any of these two states. Like just assume that it takes something called as 4 0, then assume that it has taken something called as 4 3. So it goes based on the depth of this, something like this. So from 4 3, if you get something like that, so it goes on like this. This is what is DFS and BFS, and this is what we call it as DFS. So just tell me, if you wish to write an algorithm for this, how can we write the algorithm? This is what the emphasis of the class, by using this open and closed. It will be just a minute, just a minute. So we are just trying to have an algorithm for this. Anyway, this all the things that are not needed actually for this is a tree or something. Anyway, this is not needed, but what is needed at this moment is something like this. So how do you trace the algorithm of BFS? I need to know it. Once you trace the algorithm, I'm just trying to write the algorithm. This is what my thing is. So if you see the, you could see here the starting state is 0 0. And what should I take in close and what should I take in open, something like that. Just is that I have taken is right here. Just see. Can I start the algorithm like, can I take open with the starting state and close with null? And what do you mean by open?
Unvisited, sir.
Yes, yes.
Not visited.
Yes, yes. So you have two lists, like open is a list which talks about which nodes that are not visited, and closed consists of visited nodes. So that is the reason initially when your algorithm starts, whether it is a BFS or DFS, we take the starting state in open, and then we take null here, and then the values will change with respect to time. So now what is that I do is I take the success of 0 0. What are the success of 0 0? If you expand 0 0, what is that you are getting?
40
And yes,
03.
0 3. So what you said is right. So in the second iteration, what will happen here is 0 0 is already visited. So you get 4 0 here and 0 3 will be there. So the open is what actually? Is it a stack or queue here?
Q, sir.
Q, sir.
So what you said is right. So it is a queue. So can you tell me what is the next step now?
In close, we'll write 40 and 03, sir,
Yes,
because those
yes.
are visited.
Yes, what you said is right. What are the things I have to write here? What are the successors of 40?
430013.
So can I write 00 again because already 00 was visited? Zero zero was already visited. It was already there as a root. Can I write this again?
No, sir.
No,
No,
what
sir.
you said is right. So obviously what is that I have to write here is 03 is the senior. So then what is that I can write is 43 is not there. 43 is I can write, and then I can write 13. So is it right now? At this moment, if the third iteration, the output is right? The third iteration, the output is right? Can we proceed to the next step? What will happen in the next step? 0 0 will be there. 40 will be there. Then
03.
03 you have to take because it is a queue, and you need to expand 03. If you expand 03, what is that you get is 43. It's already there. 0 0, it's already there. You will get what is that you will get
30.
is 30. What you said is right. So if you expand 03, 43 is the senior now. 13 is already there. What is the new state?
30.
30. So 30 you will get. So this BFS algorithm will work. In general, we talk more about the way in which open is getting operated. So in the next step, what will happen is 0 0 4 0 0 3 will be there. 4 3 will be added here, so that we will expand that 4 3, and this algorithm will go in this manner. So can you just tell me now, if somebody asks you to write this algorithm, because open is the list of nodes which are not visited, close is a list of nodes which is visited, open at this moment is a queue, open in the next algorithm is a stack. That's what most of the time you are telling the same answer, that is right. So now just can somebody tell me what is that I have done actually? What is the problem that I have taken is I have taken something called as water jug problem. And what is the initial state is 0 0. What is the final state?
30.
See, you need to get 2-gallon water in 4-gallon jug. Is it right? This is what we have seen. So the final state can be 2 0. So you need to expand this, and then you will get that output. But we are least bothered about output because we know how do you get the output, but we need to just trying to tell you how do you write the algorithm for this. So I started like this actually. I started taking two data structures for this BFS. I have taken a data structure called as open. I have taken the data structure called close. Can somebody tell me by the time we reach fourth iteration like this, what is the output of BFS algorithm? See here and just tell them. I will discard this and just show you here. By the time your algorithm reaches fourth iteration, what can be the output? See, 0 0 is the first output. Then 4 0 will come. Then 0 3 will come. That is already you can witness here. This is what the output is. So just try to just answer some queries, very simple queries, like I have started with two data structures called as open and close. Open is a list which consists of all nodes that are not visited, and open is initialized to 0 0, that is the starting state initially. and close initially was initialized to a null for all the algorithms, whether you take A star, this is what it is. Then the values will change with respect to time. And so if somebody wish to answer the query, like if 20 is there, you will get an output called as yes. If 20 is not there, you will get an output called as no. That can be a simple procedure. But how do you write the algorithm for this? Can somebody just give a small start for this? Like I wish to write an algorithm. What is the input for this algorithm? See, what I have taken 0, 0, why I have taken this, why that 0, 0 was taken, because it is a start state, and your algorithm also need to know what is the goal state. Output of the algorithm that at this moment I have written is, output is something like whether the goal state is found or not, you can take it as yes or no. So this is what your algorithm can start. Your algorithm can start like this. What can be the first step I have done here while just trying to trace this BFS? What is the initial value that was taken into open?
0, 0.
0,
0,
0.
0. What is 0, 0?
Starting node.
Yes, yes.
Starting.
What you said is right. I can take this as initialize. What is that we do is starting node to open, because open is a list. You can write open equal to starting state or whatever it may be. And in general, what that we do is close also is a data structure. I need to have this close also, are closed. In some textbooks it is closed. You can take it as null. I think was that, and values will change with respect to time. So how much time you can iterate this loop? I'm
We'll
just
get the sign until
yeah,
we'll get the goal state.
yes, you can write until open is not equal to null or goal state is found, because goal state is found in some point of time. If you are able to implement this, it is enough. Like while you are exploring in BFS, you will get all the possible values. So obviously this condition will help. Whatever condition that is, we are not bothered about condition, but I just and try to have some sort of algorithm that I need to implement here. So I'm just restart with some value. What can be the next step? Like you're trying to find your goal state. You're just trying to whether this open is empty or close, or I'm getting the goal or not. How do you start actually? What is that you have done actually here? What did you do here is you have taken the first state in your queue, and then you have expanded this 0, 0 where you got 4, 0 and 0, 3. Then what is that you have done is you have kept this in a closed list. The same thing, what is that you have done is you have taken the first list here and you have expanded, and the same way, like I will take this again. So I have taken this and I kept this here. I have expanded this 4, 0 and I got this 4, 3 and 1, 3. But every time when I'm expanding, what is that I'm doing is I'm seeing, see, while you expand 4, 0, what is that I got is I also got 0, 0. 0, 0 is already there. So obviously I did not keep that in your open list. So now if keeping this, what is the first thing I have to do here? I just open this brace for just only the convention. I'm just not interested in this braces and while loops and conditions, only just what is the procedure. Can I say I am just remove the first element? Is it open or close?
Open, sir.
Open, sir.
Open. And in general we call it as current, because many times we do this. So I have called it as current, and just if, since we are talking about goal, if this current is a goal, I can write is a goal or whatever it might be equal to, because just nomenclature that I am following is C at this moment. Then just return. If it is, if the current state itself is a goal, just return. Else, what is that we have to do? So after this, what is that I have to do? See, I have taken the first element and I have called this as current. After that, what is generally you are doing actually? What is that you are doing actually? To expand that current, is it right?
Yes, sir.
So generate the of current. So you have generated the success here. The success of 0, 0 or 4, 0 and 0, 3, you have kept them. So if the success somewhere like you just try to have this 4, 0 here, the success of 4, 0 or 4, 3, 0, 0, 1, 3, 0, 0 is already existing. So I can write here, if the success exists in the list, what is that I do is there is no need to consider them. Consider such states. So once you have the success, what is that you are trying to do? You have two success here, 4, 0 and 0, 3. Where did you keep this?
Closed.
Closed or open?
Open, sir.
Yes. Where do you insert the success? The current node can be kept in closed, but success where you are keeping?
In open.
Open, sir.
In the open, where it is done in the terms of Q. So before that, what is that I can do is, after this, what you said, you can write after this. If it is not a goal, keep current in the closed itself. We can do that because after that I'm going to explore this, and based on that I just repeat this loop for as many times as required. So this is how actually the algorithms are written. If you wish to see the algorithm that was in the textbooks, now you can see here. This is what your algorithm in the textbook. So you start with a start state and a goal state like this, and the output is whether you got yes or no, whether the goal state is found or not. And you initialize open with start and close with null, while open is not empty, and you can also write till the goal state is found. The condition can be added, but it must be added when you are implementing. Remove the first node from the open and call it as current. Keep current in the closed. If the current is a goal state, just return. Else generate the successors of current. Insert the successors to open on the front, because you're talking about front. The reason is you are using a queue. If they are not duplicated, so instead of if they are not duplicated, what is that I have written here is don't consider them. That's what I have written. If the list is already, just remove the first element, keep. If the success exists in the list, no need to consider such states. What is that I have written in the textbook is, if they are duplicated, there is no need that you need to consider them and insert them in either open or closed, because already in the closed they are there. So this is what your BFS algorithm is. It's very simple algorithm, but many times when your AA papers are asked, they will ask you give any two examples of your exhaustive search. Many times they use this term exhaustive search. Exhaustive search or blind search or unguided search are the same, where your algorithm does not have any heuristic. That's what it is. So the emphasis of the entire second unit is how does your algorithm can have an heuristic. So once you understood this BFS algorithm, DFS algorithm is very easy. See, how can you trace DFS algorithm? Can somebody tell me? If this is what the tree that I have seen it in your that was given in the point, how does your depth first search algorithm will have the trace? DFS also will have the same structure. Open is a stack or queue?
Stack, sir.
So again, this algorithm will have the starting state as 0, 0. And initially the close is a data structure that will have this null value. And then you have something called as what will happen in the first iteration now? Just tell me what will happen in the first iteration. 0, 0 is expanded. You get either 4, 0 or 3, 0. So open
4,
is a stack. So assume that you have 4, 0 and 0, 3. So in the first iteration, 0, 0 will come here. Is it right? The first element, top element, assume that top element every time is a left element. So you take 4, 0. 0, 0. Also, just sorry, I'm just typing here. 0, 0 will come and 4, 0 is visited. And 4, 0 is expanded. And when 4, 0 is expanded, you can insert any things like you can 4, 0 is expanded, just try to have 4, 3 or 1, 3. Just assume that 4, 3 is here. After that you have 1, 3. Before that something was there 0, 3. Every time you have to consider only top element. So what can be the output here? 0, 0, 4, 0. Then assuming that I am using a stack and the leftmost element is the top element. What is the output that you get in close now? Open
0, 3, sir.
So see, stack is last in first out or first in first out?
Last in first out.
Last in first out. What was in the list last? This list, whatever. See, 0, 3 is a senior, so obviously 0, 3 will not come. 1, 3 is just joined earlier. Before that, you have something called as 4, 3. Is it right? 4, 3 will come here. So once I inserted 4, 3 means I have to expand 4, 3. What are the next steps that I can get after 4, 3? What are the possible states after 4, 3?
No,
From
no.
You can get 0, 0. It is already existing. Then from 4, 3, how do you go actually? 0, 0 is possible straight away from 4, 3?
Yes.
See, it is not possible because you need to apply a single rule. You can get 0, 3 or you can get 4, 0, because 0, 0 straight away is not possible from 4, 3. So what are the other things that you can do? Only two states are possible. But you see 0, 3 was there earlier, 0, 3 is not there. So 4, 0 also there. So then we need to think about 0, 3. I just insert 0, 3 here. Then 1, 3 is already there. 0, 3 is already there. So obviously 0, 3 now it will be considered first. So the interest of something is like how do you write an algorithm for DFS now with the same algorithm? Can I use the same algorithm for this DFS also? Is there any change? Just I will take the annotations are already there. Okay. You see this BFS algorithm. Can I say this is a DFS algorithm because I am saying that open is a stack? or any point where I need to change? See, input is a starting state and goal state is right. Every time output is same. So initialization is same. The condition that you employ is same. Removing the first node from open is right, or removing the top node from the open is right?
Removing the top node.
Okay, so I will write top here because you're talking about a stack. But first node implies in stack every time in stack that it is a top node itself. Okay, then keep current in the closed will happen. So if current is a goal, then return this is same. Generate the success that we are doing. Insert the successors to open on the front. Is it same, or I have to write on the top? Because you're talking about a stack. So your algorithm of DFS is very simple. Just now see here. Both are same, except the fact that we have to write something as a top here because the nomenclature that we use is a stack here. If you see the earlier slide and this slide is same, except the fact that this top will change here. So do you remember the names of textbooks that we have discussed? We have a textbook called as Rich and Knight. And we have a textbook called as Suraj. So actually I have to send a mail yesterday regarding this assignment on the first unit material. So it has delayed for various reasons because one of my apartment people are suffering with corona. So obviously the schedule has been disturbed. Actually we have a meeting with MTech students at 10 o'clock. Other things are there. Most probably I will send a mail at 12 o'clock today. Rich and Knight is a very standard textbook, and Suraj Arvind is a textbook that is prescribed for your BTech. And you have other textbook called as Nelson, Peterson. All these textbooks, 4 textbooks are shared with you. But better when you try to have this type of algorithms, it is highly desirable to read the textbooks and come back when you are discussing something new in the terms of algorithms. Can somebody tell me what is the difference between a BFS and DFS? Because BFS talks about exploring the entire tree in the terms of levels like this. This is what your BFS is. What is the difference between DFS and BFS? Uh, okay. Can I say BFS in the terms of memory, which is better? Is it BFS or DFS?
BFS, sir.
See, BFS will store all the nodes like this. In the terms of levels, it will store all the nodes. When you consider DFS, it will talks about the nodes that are see, this is what your DFS is. What I have circled here is the output of your DFS algorithm. This is what your DFS algorithm. But BFS algorithm, every node has to be in the structure, all the levels it has to store. So which consumes more memory, BFS or DFS?
BFS, sir.
Yes, BFS consumes more memory. But what is the interesting fact that you need to understand is, if your problem has n solutions, you will get all the n solutions from BFS algorithm. All the solutions you can get because it will explore all the paths and it will give you n solutions. But how do you get the solutions? How much speed you will get? Sometimes what will happen is, if this the trace of DFS algorithm is this, sometimes you can get the output faster. There is every chance that there is no output also for DFS algorithm. because there is a chance that it will stuck by a blind alley. You'll stop here, there is no goal, obviously the goal is here. So we have expanded like this, obviously it will stop. So we have some parameters which will distinguish all this DFS and BFS. Memory consumption is more in the context of BFS. Just a minute. Memory consumption is more. BFS, the memory consumption is more. On DFS, the memory consumption is less. Which is faster means we cannot tell, because many times there is a chance that DFS cannot guarantee the output. But if there is an output that you get from DFS, it will be faster. So the output in BFS is a static output, like you will get all the outputs after exploring all the parts, you definitely will get a solution. So as per the solution is concerned, BFS will guarantee that you will get a solution, and there is no guarantee that you will get a solution in DFS. So there is no chance that BFS algorithm will have a blind alley. There is no chance this algorithm will suffer with a blind alley or without any solution. There is a chance that it will have a blind alley. But you need to understand here now, just if you see the diagrams that I have drawn here, just for intuition, just I will come back to this point so that you will have a different. So I have started taking a starting state as 0, 0. Then I said I can get some states called as 4, 0. Then I said I can get some states called as 0, 3. And I said I can get some states called as 4, 3 from here. I can get 0, 0, which is not useful at this moment. So 3 states you can get from here. What states I can get here is 0, 0 you can get. I can also get 3, 0 here. At the same time, I can also get 4, 3 again. Assume that the input state is 0, 0 and the goal is 3, 0. How do you print the path from 0, 0 to 3, 0? I said the starting state is 0, 0 and the goal state at this moment I said is 3, 0. How do you print the path? See, what is the output of your BFS algorithm as far as this tree is concerned? Can somebody tell me? What is the output of BFS algorithm as per this tree is concerned? You will get 0, 0. Is it right? Then what is that you get is
4, 0.
4, 0. Then you get
0, 3.
0, 3.
Yes, what you said is right. Then you get 4, 3. Then you get 1, 3. Then you get
3, 0.
3, 0. That is what I said is a goal, and I will stop here. So you see here, there is a connection between the discussion that is happening now and tomorrow's class. That is the reason I am doing this. So I said the starting state is 0, 0. I also said the goal state is 3, 0 at this moment for this example. And this is how this output is found. But how do you get to 3, 0? If somebody asks you to print the path to reach 3, 0, how do you print the path? Do you say that it is starting with 0, 0, I will go to 4, 0, then I go to 4, 3, then I come back to 0, 3 and then print 3, 0? Is it the path that I have printed? Or is it the trace that BFS algorithm that I have printed here? The trace of the BFS algorithm I have printed here as 0, 0, 4, 0, 0, 3. And then I said after that the trace is not printed properly. I have to print here 4, 3. Is it right? The trace is not printed properly. This is wrong.
Sir.
So the trace that you have to print here is 0 0, then I have to print 4 0, then I have to print 0 3, then I have to print 4 3. 0 0 is already existing, so there is no need that I have to print. I have to print 1 3, then I have to print 3 0, and I will stop because 3 0 is my final state. See, this is a trace, but if somebody asks you what is the path from starting state to goal state, how do you print the values? Can somebody answer the query? Is my question is clear? What is the path from starting state to your goal state? That's what I said. What is the path from your starting state to goal state? What is the path actually? 0 0, 0 3 and 3 0. The path is 0 0, 0 3 and 3 0. But the trace of the algorithm that you got is right is something like 0 0 4 0 0 3 4 3 1 3 3 0. But how do you print the path? If you wish to print the path, what should you need to store? See, am I doing some backtracking here? See, somebody has to unmute and just answer this because we need more interaction in the terms of. See, I started at 0 0 and I am just coming this side. After 4 0, I went back to 0 0 and then I have explored 0 3. Then again I went to 0 0 and I came to 4 0 and I have explored all these 3. Then I went back to 4 0 and I went back to 0 0 and I have explored this, and again I went to this and I have explored this. After exploring again I come back. What is it right? Is it when you try to print the path, do you need to backtrack? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So if you need to backtrack, what should you store? What is that you need to store? See, from 4 0, I'm backtracking to 0 0. What is 0 0 to 4 0? From
Before
0,
and after values, sir.
yes, what you said is right. For 0 3, what is 0 0? Or for 0 0, what is 4 0?
Successor, sir.
Yes. See, 4 0 is a child and 0 0 is a parent. So every time you need to backtrack, you need to store the parent address. See, if, what is 43 here to 40? 43 is a child of 40 at this moment. So when you need to backtrack from 43 to 40, you need to store the address of the parent at this moment. Again, when you wish to move from 40 to 40, you need to know the address of the child. So my interest of the class is to just tell you, if you understood this part, that is enough. Like how do you process BFS and DFS? In the next part, next class, what is that we will try to tell you is, when you wish to apply this backtracking mechanism to print the path, then I need to store the address of the parent, because whenever you backtrack, you will backtrack to the nearest parent. From that nearest parent, you go to the nearest parent and so on and so forth. This is how it will happen. So it is a simple class. Don't get confused with all these things. You have to, what is that you need to keep in mind is, if you understood the basic concepts of DFS and DFS and BFS, this is enough. But you need to understand the differences between them. How do you implement them? Most important thing is what is open and close. Open, the data structure will change with respect to time. Open sometimes is a stack, open sometimes is a queue, sometimes it is a priority queue also in the other examples. So close, you can assume it as a stack, sometimes close you can assume it as a list, it depends. But all the if you see the nomenclature in major textbooks, the value of or the data structure of open will change with respect to time. So there is no need you need to bother about close. Open is a data structure which will store all the nodes which are not visited. Close is a data structure which will store things that are already visited. So obviously this class is very simple. There is no need that you need to think about the parent at this moment, because parents are needed when you try to print the path of the tree. When I wish to find the shortest path to reach the goal, then you need to think about the parent, and the parent thinking will happen when you try to have something called as backtracking aspect. So it will come slowly. So this part, the summary of the class is how do you implement DFS and BFS in the terms of open and closed, and then just try to write a general algorithm like this, so that whatever steps that I have done will be easy for you to understand. This is what the essence of the class. So I'm in a hurry actually in this class, because in the morning we went to somewhere to hospital to accompany somebody, and in just hurry because we have sequence of meetings also today with people with U1 MTech people will come afterwards. So obviously I have taken a class with some disturbed mind today. But I feel because this is a basic class, the essence of the class is reached, I feel. And yesterday some of the girl has asked me about how can you do animations. What is that I have done is I have installed the celluloid model in Python. I'm trying to connect this with respect to the matplotlib in the terms of Python, and most probably by today tomorrow just I can try to design some animations in the terms of Python and get back to her. And I just studied from my colleagues that Java and your HTML5 are good for your animations. Even I have remembered now, like some people from section B, they are doing some implementing some games. They said in some interface like Unity, it is better to develop these games. But there is a chance that animations can be done in Python. So I'm just trying to install the celluloid and I'm just trying to create some animations by using this matplotlib. So obviously after that I'll get back to that answer. And if you have any queries, please unmute yourself and answer, or just you can just join the other class, because it's already time and I just need to take the attendance also. See, can somebody answer like do you have any other like do you have any Vedic classes why the attendance is very less? Can somebody just tell me why it is happening like this? Like we are getting 153 or 154 consistently, not getting good number. What is the reason? Any CR was there in this class? Can somebody unmute and just answer why this number of people attending the class are getting reduced daily? Day by day it is getting less. To have this. So if you don't have any queries, please just I think you can just join the other class.